Hey, Greenhorns, Grizzly Joe here at the top of the show. I'm not on this podcast either. What the hell? Well, this was one of the Hamish School of Hard Knocks that was recorded when I was away having my baby girl. I have since returned from that event, but I wanted to split up the Hamish shows so you weren't getting a huge block of Hamish shows every week, because nobody needs that much Hamish in their life. Trust me, I go with him every week, and fuck, I can't stand him. So, here you go, another Hamish's School of Hard Knocks. But I wanted to let you guys know that we still have that Patreon, patreon.com/Road to Wrestling School. We still have that YouTube channel too, youtube.com/Road to Wrestling School. Look us up. We're going to start putting up some videos real soon. Hey, I'll see you next week down the road and in the ring.
Chat, 1 2 1 2.
Good evening, Greenhorns, and welcome to the Road to Wrestling School, the HOV to the HOP, HOP standing for the House of Pain, Superior Professional Training Wrestling Center in beautiful downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm Hamish Stewart. And unfortunately, again, this is less of an HOV, it's more of a OV to training. Grizz is still off in Babyland. He probably won't be back for a little bit here, Greenhorn, so you have to deal with Hard Knocks Hamish here for a while. So I apologize. I'm trying to merge into traffic and drink coffee and drive and do all this together. All right, so yeah. So you have to deal with me for a little bit, but I am literally on the road to wrestling school, and I'm going to let you in on my monologue. So, this week, been a little bit discouraged by my workout and my nutrition. I've certainly not been as arduous as I have been on myself, or arduous is the wrong word. I haven't been as strict with myself as I normally am with my nutrition. I let some calories creep in that shouldn't have been in there, and paid the price. Gained a few pounds. Up to 174 point, I think 4 or 174.6, somewhere around there this morning. I normally hover around a 172 there, and with the increased calories, trying to get some more muscle mass put on there with this changed up workout. Big shout out early in the podcast to Wildman Robbie Page for 2 reasons. The first one is the workout kind of switched on to it and using aspects of his Wildman 2 workout, which is just as strenuous and just as good for everybody in the workout program, myself only. And seeing some good results, seeing some gains in the gym, getting some leg power back, which is nice. I took a little bit of time off to do some racing last year, some running and racing, and my leg strength decreased by quite a lot, and now I'm starting to get it back, which is nice. Probably 2018 I'll be on a quest to join the 1,000-pound club. I could probably make a decent run of it this year, but I'd like to ease on into it. 1,000-pound club being the club of in one workout you bench press, squat, and deadlift a combined weight of 1,000 pounds. However you do it, my ratio will probably be 250 pounds on the bench press, 350 on the squat, and then 400 on the deadlift. That gets it to about there, right? Yeah, that does. 350 plus 400, 750 plus 250 is 1,000. Yep. So, I certainly have a ways to go there, but it is within striking distance, but I don't want to injure myself or work too crazy. Nice slow gains is what I'm looking for, and remain a bit chiseled here with what at least I put on there. Kind of monkeying around with the nutrition there, and got to stick to it. I got to work in 2 days of high-intense cardio. There's just no way around it. I thought that I could get away with only wrestling or, doing it as much as possible, or getting in, I'll get a cardio day on the weekend. Nah, it never happens. I need to work that out there somehow. Because if not, I'm starting to put on body fat instead of muscle. Muscle's gaining, but body fat is creeping up a lot faster than the muscle is. That's to be expected, though. I did come off a very regimented, very low-calorie diet, high-protein diet, low-carb diet. But I think some carb cycling might be in my future after the next 6 weeks. But we'll see. We're going to play around with it. There's a sip of coffee here. The girl who made the coffee at Starbucks today put the appropriate amount of ice in the coffee. I'm the type of person, I'm a very A-type person. I'm all on or all off. I'm like a fire hose. So when I buy something, I want to either enjoy it immediately or I'm disappointed. So whenever I buy coffee, I always ask them, hey, put a small scoop of ice in it so I could drink it immediately. I don't want it cold. I don't want it cool. I want it warm, but I don't want it scalding lava hot. And this girl performed great. So kudos to whatever her name was at the Starbucks. Good for her. Okay, so let's get on to the topic that I have for the evening, for this evening's drive time. And that is, how do you channel being a heel? It's no secret if you listen to this podcast, I prefer to be a heel. I don't know what it is about. Well, I do know what it is about me. I'm a mean guy. I'm not a nice person deep down, and I think that a lot of people are that way. But we've cultivated this really very courteous and polite society, which is great. You can't fault that. That's really a great thing to do. But when it comes to wrestling, you need to channel that heel, that inner bad guy, that inner whatever it is. And it's got to be mean. So I've said before, I'm not really into the heels that just can't be mean or can't look mean. You've got to be mean. You got to have a bit of a mean streak to be an effective heel. You can see it in several of the classic heels out there. I think, Andre the Giant kind of gets a pass on this because he is because he was a giant. He was enormous. If he wanted to be a bad guy, he was a bad guy. But Big Van Vader, you can see had a mean streak. Looks Big Boss Man. You can tell that guy enjoyed his work as a heel. There are times that I think Triple H enjoyed his time being a heel. Stone Cold Steve Austin enjoyed his heel work, and you can see it in the way they work and in the way that they are in the ring. The premise of finding a good character, which is number one, which is the building block of it, is to find out who you are and then amplify that, turn it up to 11 when you get into the ring, when you get into that arena, when you get into that mindset. Then it's not fake. Then it's not fake when you're when you're coming out there and being your character. It's not fake because you are who you are. You're not going out there as high flyer Joe Blow the spaceman. You're coming out there as whatever your name is, ass kicker or whatever you do. But keep it grounded in that. Keep it grounded in that something about you is that character, and then pump that up to 11. Now, on top of that, then you fold in the heel stuff. That's when you pull back from your childhood or whenever or wherever you want to go, or even today. Envision your opponent is somebody who is impeding you at work, or not doing, or is a bully from past, or whatever you got to do to see that opponent, to build that up inside of you, to bring that out inside of you, to show that mean streak, that meanness. Do it now. The trick is to do it without words. Anybody can go in there and say, I am Hamlet, the King of Denmark. No one will believe you're the King of Denmark unless you truly act as the King of Denmark. So if you walk up to somebody and go, I hate your guts, if you really don't hate their guts, that's fake. That's nobody cares about that. Nobody's gonna believe that. But if you go up to somebody and you pick out something you honestly don't like about them, I don't like the way that you look at me. I don't like the way that you judge me with your eyes. I don't like how that makes me feel. And I'm going to set you straight because I want you to know that I'm the toughest SOB in this place. That's a different thing than walking in there and going, I hate you, you're stupid, I'm going to beat you up. Keep it grounded in realism, and also make it so that you can do this without saying it in words. If when you're delivering moves, and remember, the moves are inconsequential to the match. You can have a match without any moves, and it can be just as good as a 60-minute Broadway or a high-flying lucha match or whatever type of match you want to put in there. It can be just as effective to go in there and brawl around or to lock up and try to show who's the tougher person and go through some chain stuff, throw in one or two things and take her home. As long as the audience knows, as long as the people who are there get the idea that you're in there and you don't like that person, they're in your way for some reason. It doesn't matter what reason it is. And that's the best part about it. There's no secret, if you've listened to the podcast, and I'll tell you this I'll just come out with it. I want to be the champion. I always want to be the champion. I always want to wear the strap. I always want to carry it. The first time we won the straps, it was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I love carrying them. I love the idea of it. I love every second of it. Everyone who's in that ring with me is in my way to get to that championship. I want every picture of me taken with a championship belt on. I don't care what belt it is. I don't care if it's the hardcore belt. I don't care if it's the tag belt. I don't care if it's the heavyweight championship. I want a belt, and get out of my way because I want it bad. Now, that's what I come in with. That's my mindset. When I go into the ring, you're in my way to getting that belt. That's why when I take over my heat, or whenever I take over and start my section of the match, or when I start doing what I need to do, that's where my mind goes. This guy's in my way. This guy's in my way of getting this belt. How do I get him out of the way? And then the tactics come out of that in terms of, oh, okay, I will work on his shoulders and neck area because my finish move is a submission move that involves the back, shoulders, neck, or whatever. However you do it. Your finish move is the short arm clothesline. That's the Okada finish move. By the way, shout out to Okada and oh wow, and the name just popped out of my head. I was thinking about this match all day long, so I just rewatched it. The Wrestle Kingdom 11 match with Kenny Omega and Okada. The Wrestling Observer is calling it the only 6-star match ever. It's good. It's good, and this is why it's good on the broad strokes without turning this podcast into the Kenny Omega-Okada match. They sell for one another, and they take their time. They look like they want to win. They both look like they're trying to win. They tease the gimmicks. The gimmicks that they use, there's a table that comes out there. That's about it. Table comes out, and the gimmicks of their finish moves are teased a lot too. So falsies set up with those. They tease the gimmicks there. So they don't, oh, here comes a table, boom, I put you through it. Here comes another table, boom, I put you through it. No. That table sits out there for, spoiler alert, table sits out there for, 10, maybe 15 minutes after it's first introduced into the match. And isn't destroyed until maybe that 15, 20 minutes later after the table's brought out. It's used in a few different ways. So the two guys sell for one another. They put on a good back and forth. They put on a hell of a match. Probably 50 minutes, 55 minutes, something like that. But you can tell that Kenny Omega wants to win this match. He's using everything in his arsenal to get to his finish move. Everything he's trying to do is to get to his finish move. And he looks mean doing it. He looks like he's angry at Okada for being in his way. Christ, at one point in the match he spits in his face, which is, sweet heel move. Oh, just gross as all get out, though. Just the nastiest shit ever. But yeah. So, back to what you should be doing, Greenhorns. Figuring out where you can amp up that anger, amp up that frustration. Pull out from your time in high school, elementary school, whatever you need to do to make that anger, that burning sensation, that I need to win for a reason. So that's another angle, another aspect of this. Everybody wants to win. Nobody goes in the wrestling ring. Nobody walks into that ring, into the squared circle, and says, well, I'm going in to lose. This will be fun. It is, unless it's part of an angle, or that's your gimmick, or you're the job squad, or whatever, pin me, pay me sort of crap. That kind of stuff doesn't excite me. So I'm not going to go into that. But if you're in one of those angles, great. You do what you can. It is what it is. That coffee's good. I gave up caffeinated coffee about a month and a half ago. And every once in a while, I'll drink a caffeinated coffee or have a little caffeine here or there before a workout just to sort of spike muscle growth or spike a little bit more attentiveness in there. And I'm telling you, there's something obviously different about decaf and caffeinated coffee. I drink it black, so I don't put any of those sweeteners in there. I don't need any of that because I'm sweet enough. But something definitely different about caffeinated, decaffeinated coffee. In the decaffeinating process, we lose some taste in there. But regardless of that, back to what I was talking about. You shouldn't go in the wrestling ring in to lose. You're not going in to lose unless it's an angle. But you're going in to win. But why are you going in to win is the reason. That takes it to another level. Why are you going in to win? Are you going in to win because your character needs to win because this is how they make money? There was Big Bear Roy Gillette. That was his thing. He was a long-haul trucker, and he wrestled to make money and to get ready to see his family. I forget what it was. It was kind of interesting idea. So I go in because I want the strap. And if I have the strap, I go in to defend it with my very life. I don't want somebody walking out there taking that strap away from me. I walk in there to retain or to get the strap. That's what I want. And you should be doing the same thing. It's never too early to have a why am I wrestling moment. Why is my character wrestling? Take what you have and get it to a sentence. Get everything about your character to one sentence. Hashtag Hamish Stewart. Is it bragging, bar fighting, angry cheater of a man who will do anything to win because he wants the title? That's who hashtag Hamish is. He's a bragger. He's a cheater. He'll do anything to win. because he needs to win. Just something deep down inside me. I need to win. Don't know why, but I do. And that informs a lot of how after matches happen, how during matches things go, kind of informs that. So get that for your character. Take your character, condense it down to one sentence if you can. Stone Cold Steve Austin, bionic redneck, or ass-kicking redneck. The 3 words define his character. Easy to understand. Make yourself easy to understand, because when you're easy to understand, the audience can either like you or hate you quicker. If you are difficult to figure out, or if it's hard for them to figure out your character, good old Grizz and I were flirting with a tag team idea, which we absolutely love, but is the most ridiculous thing in the world. Rock and Roll Sky Clash. When we first started, this was an idea that we thought, we'll do this. We were 2 wrestlers who time traveled forward from the 80s to show these new guys what 80s wrestling was really all about. So that's a long premise, and that's hard to get people to understand, especially if you come out to the ring and you have 30 seconds to 60 seconds to convey who you are while walking through the crowd. Not easy to do. How do you fit in the time traveling thing? How do you fit in the idea that you're from the past and you're coming to show people without having a monologue playing over your music, which we toyed with the idea. Ridiculous, right? You get it. Make it simple. You're a Latin pretty boy who is a judo artist. I don't know, whatever. What the hell? Figure it out. You're smart. Figure it out before your brains get bumped in. So that will inform within the ring. But also, getting back to it, look mean. If you're a heel, that face needs something to play off of. That face needs somebody to make them look virtuous. Be mean. Have a mean streak and look vicious. Do things within your character that are vicious and support who your character is. Now, we go to the heel of heels, and quite possibly the best heel ever, Ric Flair. He was one of those coward heels. When he was on top, man, he was on top. Oh, you can't stop me. I'm going to control this guy. I'm going to do what I can to win. I got him. But when he was underneath, when he was on the bottom, nope, don't hit me, please. He'd beg off. He'd do what he needed to do. And then he'd rake your eyes. He'd poke you in the eyes. He'd do whatever he could, vicious, nasty move. Run out of the ring to play a little cat and mouse, boot you down when you came back in. Anything he could to get back on top. Those were the things, those were the tactics that Ric Flair used to show who his character was. They also looked mean and looked vicious. He'd drop that, people would roll in, he'd drop that elbow on him, and that good-looking elbow drop on him, and then boom, he'd be off to the races. And he had his lotsies. He had his stuff that people knew were coming. He climbed up to the top ropes. We knew somebody's going to run over and overhead press him off at the top ropes, body slam him onto the canvas. Yeah, we got it. But it still looked mean. It still looked real. It still looked that he was genuinely surprised when he was not on top. When he was being taken advantage of in his mind by the face and not controlling the match. Also, in your viciousness, take your time. It's going to feel super artificial, and I'll tell you honestly, but on my side, I'm not the best at this. Grizz is the absolute worst at this. I have no problem saying that out loud. God, Grizz is he's so frenetic when he gets in the ring. And if he doesn't know, God love him for this, but I'm going to bury him here for a little bit and I'll build him back up. If he doesn't have the idea of where the match is going, he's even more like, let me get on this guy. Let me run up here. I got to grab him. I got to do this. He's like way, way into it. yeah, so slow down. Measure your opponent. Do what you need to do. And then speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. There are times when you would speed up, times you slow down. Focus on a body part. Hopefully that body part is where your finish is going, or where hopefully your finish is going. Don't be working on somebody's head and neck, or work on their arm, and then your finish move is a figure four leg lock. All right, please, let's have some decorum here, some semblance of what the hell you're doing. Yeah, so that's that. That's my little diatribe. That's my little rant for tonight. Is to tell you, be vicious as a heel. Have a purpose for getting in the ring. Why you're in, why you're out of the ring. What are you doing? Make sure that's there, and make sure your character is a part of you. If it's not a part of you, then you might as well be playing Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark, or whoever in that ring. Nobody's going to care. Nobody cares about that. So make sure you do it. Also, the last bit here, as I'm pulling into beautiful downtown Hagerstown, is this is something that is hard for me to understand and hard for me to do, but have fun. This is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be hard work. We call it work when you're a worker, but it's not supposed to be unfun. When you're having fun, the audience has fun. Now, pull back to being a heel, I enjoy being mean. So, when I enjoy being mean, the audience has fun watching the face come back and beat me up after I have been giving it to him or her for, hopefully 5-6 minutes or a 4-minute heat. I'm coming at them. I'm looking like I enjoy it. I am enjoying it. I enjoy my work, having a great time doing it. And then when that face comes back, ba-boom, that's when all hell breaks loose, and that's when the audience should be like, thank God. Let's get rid of this guy. He's the pits. He's the worst. That's what you should be doing, is what you're aiming for, and that's what having fun is. You can have fun being mean. I mean, we all know this is a work. I'm not shedding any new light on something that nobody knows, but so have fun while you're doing it. I've been in the ring with people, and I have honestly thought, this dude's going to kill me. This dude looks so mad. Wow, he's really turning it on. And, and then you get in the back and, hey, great, good job, thanks a lot. Oh, that was great. Yeah, of course, when I was in that ring, yeah, man, when that dude's staring me down, you're sure shooting I look scared, because that's when it looks real. That's when you want it. That's when you want the audience to go, that dude looks scared. Or, man, that dude, what did you do to him? What are they doing in there? You want that audience to grab that, to have that with you. So do it. If you're a heel it up. Enjoy your work. In this world, we rarely get to show our mean side. If you are a heel, take it from me, you have been given a gift by modern day society. You are allowed to be as nasty, mean, and ruthless as possible. Don't let it go. Enjoy that power. Because I sure as hell do. This is hashtag Hamish Stewart. We're pulling into beautiful downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. Just about at the House of Pain, near Neil Superior House of Pain Pro Wrestling Training Center. Please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Please let your friends know about it, and let sponsors know, or anybody else. That's how we grow the audience. It will really help us out. We really appreciate that. You can find us on SoundCloud or iTunes. If you're listening to this, you've already found us. Congratulations. Also, you can find us on Facebook at the www.roadtowrestling.speed-limit=nothing.com. That's not a real website. Don't go there. You can just go into the search bar. You millennials are people who figure this stuff out better than I have. Go in there and type in Road to Wrestling School, and you'll find us on Facebook. There's no question about it. Also, yeah, by the time this comes out, we probably have this all sewn up. We will be, again, teaching our 5-week introduction to pro wrestling for the professional actor in University of Maryland, College Park. It will start the first weekend in June, and run all the way to the first weekend in July. Those dates may change, but probably getting those set up right now. But yeah, so we charge. We'll figure out how much. I'll tell what we charge now. I can't remember as I'm driving up because we're getting close here. But we'll put that on the next podcast. If you're an actor, or if you enjoy pro wrestling, or you want to try to use it, let it to inform you in your pro wrestling or in your acting, what we do is we run an actor's workshop and a fight choreographer's workshop, and a fight, stage combat workshop, all revolving around pro wrestling, how to use it in your shows, how to use it in your character creation, all that fun stuff. So hit us up, look us up. We can only take 10 students, so if you are interested, this is our 3rd year doing it, gets better every year. It is a training class for actors and for people who want to use professional wrestling in their performance art. So give us a call, shoot us an email, so keep the faith. Greenhorns, we'll see you down the road and in the ring. That ending sounds good. I like that.